Hello, wonderful boys and girls, and welcome to Learning with Avant-garde Books. I'm Sherry Hardy. Today, we're going to be talking about the Q sound. That's right, the sound that the Q makes. What I'd like for you to do is get in a very comfortable place and just get relaxed so that we can learn about the Q sound. Boys and girls, do you know what letter is on your screen? It is the letter Q. The Q is capitalized and the Q is lowercase. The Q normally is followed by the letter U. Together, U and Q make unique sounds. We're going to be talking about those sounds in this video. Are you ready to learn more? I know you are because you are amazing. Let's keep going. All right, boys and girls, look at your screen and you will see two words with the letter Q. What I want to point out is normally the Q in the English language is followed by the vowel U. Together, Q and U make a single sound. This sound may be different depending on the word. So let's look at the words and talk about the sound that the Q makes. The first word is quilt. Quilt. When the Q and U are together, it will make the qu sound, like in quiet or quilt or queen. Q and U are together and they make a sound, qu, quilt. Repeat after me, quilt. You did a great job. We also have another word, the word arabesque. The Q and U can make like a k sound, like the letter K. Arabesque. Say that word after me, arabesque. You have other words where you hear that sound, like in boutique, which also ends in QUE, and we're going to get into that sound later in the presentation. Let's keep going. Well, boys and girls, you probably have seen the alphabet that we use in the English language. This alphabet is also used in other languages like Spanish and French. Today, however, we're going to focus on just one letter, and that is the letter Q. Remember, Q is almost always followed by the letter U. Together, they will make certain sounds, and we will learn about them in this video. I am so proud of you. What sound does the Q make, or the QU make? It makes the sound usually of qua, like in queen and Quaker. The Q is usually almost always followed by the U. QU can be at the beginning of words, in the middle of words, and also QUE is sometimes at the end of words, and that will change the sound. Let's say these words one more time. Repeat after me. Queen, Quaker. Now we have question and quote. Question and quote. Remember, the QU sometimes will make the qua sound, like in question and quote. Here are two more words with the QU sound. We have quick and quack. Remember, the Q is usually followed by the U. And when the Q and U are together, they usually make a qua sound. We have quick and quack. That QU sound is when it's at the beginning of the word would be qua, like in quick, quack, queen, or Quaker. Boys and girls, I'm going to say these words and then I would like for you to repeat after me. I have quail and then quiet. Let's do it again. I'll say the word and then you say it after me so you can get practice using the QU sound. Quail. Quiet. You did a fantastic job. Brilliant scholars, sometimes you will see words in the English language where the Q and U are first followed by an S. When that happens, those sounds are put together. We have a few words like that. Here are two. I'm going to say them and then I want you to repeat after me. The first word is squirrel. Squirrel. You still say the S and you also say the Q and U to create this unique sound. Then we have squid. Squid. Let's say these words one more time. I will say them and then you will say them after me. Squirrel. Squid. Remember, when you see the S-Q-U together, they make a unique sound. Squirrel, squid, and square are just a few words with this unique sound. The English language has borrowed words from French. On your left, you have one of those words. The word is bouquet. Bouquet is a word that we use in the English language that has a French pronunciation. The Q and the U make a K sound. Bouquet. On the right, we have the Q and U after A. That's going to make the qua sound, like in aqua. Aqua. Don't ever forget that your learning potential is limitless, and I am so proud of you. Let's continue learning. Here are two more commonly used words with the QU sound. I will say each word and then you repeat after me. Equal. Equal. Request. Request. Equal and request. Remember, the Q and U can make the qua sound, the K sound, or the K sound. We'll keep going and learning more. All right, here are two more words with the QU sound. Remember, the QU can make a qua sound, like in the words kumquat and sequence. I would like for you to repeat these words after me. Kumquat. Sequence. You did a phenomenal job. Let's keep going. Boys and girls, let's look at these two words. They both end in S-Q-U-E. Notice how the QU sounds in these words. We have picturesque and arabesque. You see, it's slightly different than the other sounds. Let's say these words together. Picturesque, arabesque. And that is because these words have been borrowed from the French language. Now, here is another word with the QU sound that's a little different than some of the other sounds. It's barbecue. The QU is like Q, barbecue. Don't forget that sound as well. Would you like to eat some barbecue? I would too. All right, wonderful children. This is our last slide before we get a little pronunciation practice and do a comprehension activity. These words that you see on the screen have been borrowed from other languages. The first word, F-A-Q-I-R, is pronounced fakir. Fakir, it is from Arabic. Then the second word, Q-I-G-O-N-G, is a word that we have borrowed from the Chinese language, and it is pronounced qi-gun. Qi-gun. The Q is pronounced like a CH. So these are two words that have an irregular pronunciation of the Q. Well, I want you to know, and I cannot say it enough, that I am so proud of you, and I want to thank you for listening, watching, and learning with Avant-garde books. Now, let's get some pronunciation practice. Wonderful children, now it's time to get a little practice saying words that have the Q-U sound. In column 1, all of the words begin with Q-U. I'm going to say each word, and I would like for you to repeat after me. Quack, quaint, qualm, quest, question, quiet, quite, quiver, quote. Now, column 2, we have words that don't start with QU. The QU is somewhere in the middle of the word. Let's say these words together. Acquaintance, acquire, banquet, equipment, inquire, racket, require, square, and squawk. You did an amazing job, and here's our last column of words. All of these words end in Q-U-E. Let's say the words together. Antique, arabesque, baroque, click, oblique, plaque, technique, torque, and unique. Bravo! We're going to continue with a little comprehension activity. Stay tuned. All right, boys and girls, look at your screen and tell me which word do you think begins with the Q-U sound. If you said queen, you got it right. Queen begins with Q-U. Here are two more images. Which of the words for these images have the Q-U sound? Let's see if you get it right. If you said squirrel, you got it right. Squirrel does have the Q-U sound. What about these two words? Which one has the Q-U sound? Do you remember from a previous slide? Well, guess what? If you said question, you got it right. Question has the Q-U sound. We got a few more slides to go. All right, look at the picture and see if you know the words that match with those pictures. And if so, which word has the Q-U sound? Well, if you said arabesque, you got it right. The word arabesque can have two different meanings. One can be a ballet position, a move in ballet, the dance, or arabesque can be a type of art, and you see an example of it on your screen. You are amazing. Let's keep going. What about these two images? Do you know the words that match with these images? Does one of those words have the Q-U sound? Well, guess what? If you said square, you got it right. Square has the QU sound. We have one more slide. Alrighty, here are two of my favorite fruits, and let's see if you can tell me which one of them is spelled with the QU sound. That's right, kumquat. I grew up in Florida and we ate those quite a bit. Kumquats. Kumquat has the QU sound. You did an amazing job. Students, we are now at the end of our presentation. Again, here is the letter Q. The letter Q, capitalized and lowercase. Most of the time in the English language, Q will be followed by the letter U, like in words like quail, like in kumquat and queen, and even words like that we borrowed from the French language like picturesque or bouquet. What did you learn today? Can you recognize the Q sound? Do you know how to pronounce different words with the Q and the U? Well, let us know. Thank you again for watching, listening, and learning with Avant-garde Books. Have a beautiful day. Before you go, please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our educational channel. Thank you.